And good morning, everyone. Welcome to Nevermind the Furthermore. We are having some difficulties with our broadcast computer this morning, so we are going to edit stuff on the fly here. And if you're watching us on YouTube, this is another reason to go there, all right? Because when you start a broadcast late, Facebook doesn't like that. It's like, who do they think they are? So anyway, I'm glad everyone who is here is here. We will start the show officially. Let's see, we'll delete that, yes, and we will just re-edit there. We will be, so if you're watching us on YouTube, let us know that you can see us, and because we're going to edit us back in, and let's see, let's go there, and Kathy Jackson's books, and then we're going to go down here, save the changes. Welcome to StreamYard 101 here. And I feel like I'm on the bridge of the Enterprise. I've got two different controls here, but we got a trick here we're going to try. All right, here we go. And yes, and I am here. Thank you. Thank you, Grant Lankard. I appreciate that. Thank you, Carlene. Welcome, everyone, to How to Make a Show Happen, whether Google Chrome likes it or not. What happened was we got a Microsoft update during the night, and it decided not to talk well with Google Chrome, which is the choice platform for this program. And yeah, let's see. And you like this corner of the room? Well, I'm glad. This is like one of the only two corners I can show you, Joe D. McPhee. And great show with Cindy Kept the other night. And let's see. And yes, you were right, Joe. The technology is not your friend this morning, but we're going to try something really tricky here. And now, if our friends should be watching us on Facebook now, because if you don't start your show within 7 minutes, Facebook drops you. And now we're waiting for Chrome. We've got the other computer rebooting, and hopefully Chrome will come up in a timely manner. Yes, we are okay. Thank you, Ted Davies Artistry. And by the way, Ted, wanted to congratulate you. That was, let's see, here we go. And we want to congratulate you on a very splendid campaign for Grimm 101. Ted not only made his money, but doubled it. Then thank you to every one of you Nevermorians who pledged for that. And if you didn't pledge for that, then I'm sorry, but I'm sure he'll be able to get you taken care of on teddaviesartistry.com. And let's see here. All right. A little bit of finagling on the other. Let's see. Yes. And Google Chrome is finally waking up. Wake up, Google Chrome. Wake up. A lot is riding on you. Yeah, let's get rid of that. And Google didn't shut down correctly. No, sure. Anyway, so we're gonna try something here. We're gonna try something. And let's see. It says I'm entering a studio. Let's see if the sound is working, and the video is working. And now here we go. We're going to enter, see if this is the same one I was supposed to be in. Oh, I scare myself sometimes. See, now this is now you see I'm in profile here, and you're wondering, Brian, how can we see your smiling face?
Just like this.
And we're gonna
kill that sound so we don't get any feedback. This one. Pardon me. And there we go. And we're back up and running. Oh, everyone, thank you for being understanding during this. I do appreciate it. And welcome to Nevermind the Furthermore. So let's get started on this show. What do you say, one and all? So first of all, we have to do this. seconds.
Welcome to Nevermind the Furthermore, your morning dose of creative conversation and coffee with your host, Brian K. Morris, independent publisher, freelance hybrid author, award-winning playwright, Facebook famous YouTuber, and former mortician's assistant. Get ready to start your day off right.
And good morning. Welcome to Nevermind the Furthermore, the Bizarro edition for Monday, May 17, 2021. Thank you all for indulging me in the first few minutes of the show. Like I said, we had a Microsoft update that happened on this computer, which is a dedicated broadcast computer. And it and StreamYard were doing, or not StreamYard, but Google Chrome were doing this morning. So that's when we had to figure out how to resuscitate things. So, excuse me. So it's based on something I learned a little while ago. And also, it took long enough that we lost our Facebook people, but we got them back. So we hope you haven't had a hiccup in watching this. But anyway, we'd like to thank you all for your indulgence this morning. And we also want to thank the Rising Tide Broadcast Network for indulging us, too, with our various bits of chicanery. Pardon me. Please take a screen capture of this page and check out what we've got going 7 days a week. I've got to go back and watch Comics Chaos and Sass last night with the lovely and delightful Heather Ellen, because that's always a good time. And we promise you a good time all week long, Joe. Anyway, we have all kinds of great entertainment and information that you can use. So take a screen capture and check out the rest of the Rising Tide Broadcast Network shows. Also, we want to thank our Patreon subscribers. Patreon's a monthly service where you can directly support your favorite creators. And it's a modest amount every month, but every dollar means so much. It's very helpful. And these are the people who help keep this show on the air, even when the tools of our technology are not working. But anyway, please check out Patreon. We've got a number of things to offer you. It's not like you're just handing me money. No, we offer you stuff in exchange, and we hope it's enough to make you want to support the Rising Tide movement here. So please check us out at www.patreon.com/Brian K. Morris. And also want to thank Jeffrey Hayes and Plasma Fire Graphics. Plasma Fire Graphics, when the look of your book matters to you, because it matters to your readers. So check out great covers that they can do, just like this brand new release by myself from Ben Books, part of the fourth in the Snow Short series. Only 99 cents gets you my newest story, Snow Ambition, where Abraham Snow is caught up in a terrible plot from someone who wants to get back into the organization that attempted to have Abraham killed. And if the plan succeeds, Snow's family could wind up dying. And if it fails, well, ambition is a killer. Anyway, check out Snow Ambition, available now on Amazon for only 99 cents. And check out the other Snow stories. They are awesome. So anyway, thank y'all for checking out and worrying about me. So let's hit your comments and let's hit them hard. And Pop Culture Avenger, good morning. Congrats on 500 subs. Yes, thank you very much. I haven't checked this morning, but as of yesterday night, we have 503 subscribers to our YouTube channel. Thank you so very much to everyone who has subscribed. And now the next goal is 1,000. It is not because I want to get rich doing this. I know better than that. I don't want to be an influencer unless it's for the right reasons. But what it will do at 1,000 is then between it and the Patreon will make this more self-supporting. And we can actually do some upgrades to the show to make it a little more interesting for all y'all. And, speaking of all y'all, I had a wonderful trip yesterday to see my dear friend Ariana Archeri of Cherry House Press. Please check them out on Amazon as well. But she gave me a beautiful print here and sign, and I told her I'd put it up here. We're going to rearrange some stuff so you can see it a little better. But the moon and stars are my light in my darkness. She is a poet. She is a broadcaster. She's amazing. and you will love her. So please check out Cherry House Press, pardon me, on Amazon, because she's awesome. And speaking of awesome, there's Teresa Dunn. Good morning, Brian, and creative friends. Everyone have a great week. I'll be writing poems while listening. That is good. Double tasking there. Good for you, Teresa. And Joe Bachman, happy Monday, Nevermorians. I took a vacation from work this week so I can do even more work. Good for you. Way to relax. Gonna try to cram as much Kotlin knowledge in my head so I can finish these Android apps. Yeah. Isn't learning new stuff fun? Yeah, and it's like you reach a certain age and you're like, I gotta learn more stuff. What the hell? Anyway, Joe Bachman says, also the HVAC guy will be here again today to finish the furnace AC install, so I probably won't be on here for long. Joe, it's a good reason not to be here, buddy. I hope you get that comfortable air coming through your place. And 503 subs. Oh my God, way to go, my friend. Thank you, Michaela. Thank you, darling. And we gotta get you to 500 at least. Everyone in the Rising Tide family of broadcasts that you saw on the card earlier, we all have our YouTube channels. I think pretty much. Yeah, we do. We all have YouTube channels. So please check us out on YouTube. And definitely when you go there, please subscribe. It helps us a lot. And good idea, Joe Bogman. Good morning to you, Carl Witzman. And the Dark Pope is in a rare mood, fully caffeinated and out of bubblegum. That's the way we like you, Dark Pope. And Carl Witzman says, Joe Bachman, currently learning the difference between arrays and lists in Kotlin. Something tells me I will be drinking long before the green room starts on Friday. I think I smell the vapors coming from you already, son. And Carly, hello, darling. I'm glad to see you here. And oh, holy crap. Joe, I remember doing arrays and Fortran. Oh, poor Joe. Yeah. I remember looking at stuff like that, thinking I had it in my head for about 20 seconds that I'd be a computer programmer at one point as I wandered aimlessly through the job wasteland. And then I realized how many things were far beyond me. So, and we used to paint the array structures on the cave walls in Mastodon blood. Yes. Yeah. Just, those days when you contented yourself with Friendster and MySpace. I remember those days. Good morning from Teresa Dunn. And from the desk of the Small Press Publisher, good morning to you, Jody McPhee. Hope you had a great weekend. Hope you all had a great weekend. Everyone's saying hello to each other. And poor Teresa's got a spring cold, so please send your thoughts and prayers to her. She needs it. And Facebook jail. It's hilarious, says the Ninja Ganko. What did you do now, the Ninja Ganko? What did you do? It's a miracle I'm not in there more often than I am. And we're on the lookout for rogue Masada assassin hamsters today, so trust no rodents. Yeah, it's an inside joke. Okay. Yeah, Teresa the Heck goes, yeah, what'd you do? And the Ninja Ganko's in the penalty blocks, and he doesn't even play hockey. Oh, you melted a snowflake. Oh, well, you should get a reward for that, actually. And there are snowflakes on both sides of any argument. And some days you just need to pop some balloons, Carl Westwood said you're in Facebook jail, Ninja. I think we will all be by the end of the week. And yeah, exactly. And Joe Bachman says, I'm actually shocked that I haven't been thrown in Facebook jail for some of the stuff I've shared and posted. I'm astonished I've not gotten the electric chair in Facebook. I'm serious. I'm a little more sedate these days. Mostly because, what they say about putting lipstick on a pig, it's like, or teaching a pig to sing, it wastes your time and it annoys the pig. Well, I've annoyed many people with my postings. About the only thing I am militant about these days are, protecting yourself against COVID, because it's not just me. It's a whole lot of me's and you's, and I'm trying to do my part to protect you all. And every day I'm seeing more and more evidence of why we will never, ever, ever, ever achieve herd immunity. Just that herd that I think are heading towards the cliff. Anyway, good morning to everyone. Good morning to you, Ted Davies Artistry. And Ted, I do want to congratulate you on your fantastic campaign. It just wrapped up, I believe, over the weekend. And Ted was going for his Grim 101 Kickstarter campaign. He was asking for, let me see, I think it was like $1,200, and he got $2,475. And congratulations to you, brother. I'm so proud of you. You and Lisa Malone turned in a fantastic campaign that ended just yesterday. And I got a message from Lisa Malone. I will read that later because I've got a show to do, people. And also want to give congratulations to let's see. Yeah, Matt Knowles. I lost my place here, and we're going to give that some like there. But he was on last week on a special morning edition of Nevermind the Furthermore, talking about his Heirs of Isildur versus Tales from Nocturna. That's the campaign. Excuse me, with the vinyl records, not just comics, but vinyl records and all kinds of goodies. And they achieved their goals spectacularly. And I'm so proud of these guys. In Symmetry Creations LLC, y'all done good. Y'all done super good. Proud of you. And over the weekend, Animali is up to $3,174. She's got a $3,400 goal, so that's about $225, I think. And I know she can achieve it. She can. So please give that some love. It's Animali, all ages game lit, where players become animals. And we'll have Cindy Kep on tomorrow night on Clever Tile Pending to talk more about it. And Eric S. Hawkins, or Pornsack as we like to call him now on Thursday nights, he's at $5,186 out of a $1,200 goal, and he's got 143 backers. I am so proud of all of our Nevermorians for their great performance in the crowdfunding campaign. Oh, and another one is the Indie Volt Revolts special. It closed up this weekend with 64 backers and $2,420 from their $1,250 goal. And that's an exciting book. And they've already announced that they are going to be doing more monthly books through Arrow 4.0. Congratulations to everyone whose campaign succeeded this weekend, and I'm so proud of each and every one of you, and I hope to be there for the next one. And there's the Skunk Rocker. Good morning to you. Despite having won in his winning pose, Curtis Stryker didn't get to use his gun in Mortal Kombat 3. It would, however, become a weapon he could use starting with Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. Okay, cool. I hope I didn't miss a comment. No, I don't think I missed a comment from you. I didn't get our brought to you by Stupid O'Clock, which, by the way, airs every Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern and 11 p.m. on Saturday night. So please check that show out. Skunk Rocker's a regular on there. He's always thoughtful and wonderful and exquisite. And Showtime, yes, it was, however. And the Dark Pope calls upon his superpower of making people feel uncomfortable and creepy. There is mine's more of a background kind of superpower. It's kind of like a force field that's always on. I have that power a lot. So anyone want to speculate what Brian was looking at off screen in this placeholder photo he used for today's show? Have fun with that, kids. I made some photos of myself because I learned something. I'm actually looking at numbers again and analytics, and I'm trying to parse out the analytic things. A lot of that is so far above me still. I'm still learning. But it's something we all need to look at as broadcasters. And I started noticing a trend that I'm going to see it this morning may not count because of what happened. But anyway, thank you to my YouTube friends for being here, and to everyone who was intending to watch on Facebook. I'm sorry. And anyone need a hug today? Why am I having this image of, if you're old enough to remember, Carl, that great and thank you back in the cereal box for sharing this video. I appreciate you, brother. You are awesome. And I hope you got that thing I sent to you and Joe Dog this morning. I had a little insider information I wanted to share. But anyway, I'm thinking, Carl, of that picture back in the 70s of Richard Nixon getting hugged by Sammy Davis Jr. from behind. That's what I'm thinking. And Scott Crocker says, I theorize it's Christian Basil in a mini skirt. Oh my goodness. And I'd say cookie with a frying pan for $200. Yeah, I wouldn't bet against you, Skunk. That'd be shocking. And you both have good theories, says Joe Bachman. I'd have to agree. And being late for your own live stream, that's a paddling. Oh, don't threaten me with a good time. And don't tempt him, Skunk. He'll be even more tardy. And Skunk Rocker says, Joe Bachman, not late, just wanting to keep us in suspense. For better theory for this, it's a Monday, and technology never wants to work correctly on a Monday. Ding, 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 ding. We have a winner. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Yeah, like I said, it just wasn't cooperating this morning. But you notice how? Kudos to the operator here. He got the show on. He got his Facebook feeds going again. It is not impossible. If anyone wants to know how I did it, I'd be glad to help you. And technology doesn't want to work on Mondays. Coworkers don't want to work on Fridays, says Skunk Rocker. This makes me a very miserable method. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if we've contributed to your ennui to this morning. And the other possibility is that Carl was right about Cookie with the frying pan, and Brian just hasn't come out of the coma yet. I'm in an eternal coma. I really am. And farking cows bite through the interwebs tubes and the rain gets in there. Yeah, that's probably true more of champagne than anything. In 23 minutes, Skunky, 23 minutes. And we've got something going from Carl, but I'm not sure what that is. And good morning. And good morning to you, Grant. Glad to have you. And welcome to the Madhouse, Grant. Grant, glad to have you. I'll look at your PM later and hope Morris is okay. I'm never okay, dude. Oh, I actually am okay. I've got to step out free for a second. I indulged myself the other day. I showed you a while back. I should probably wait till Eric Hawkins gets here if he isn't already. But yeah, I picked up something Eric Hawkins told me about. It was like a 10-inch Funko Pop. The Funko, the Pop retro toy line has been making like large editions of their standard Funko Pops. And Eric clued me into one for Superman, which I bought, and it's lovely. It is a beautiful, beautiful piece of art. And they also have others like LeBron James and Michael Jordan, Wayne Gretzky, various sports figures, various entertainment figures from like Evernight and stuff like that. And then there's one of dubious taste, the Marvel Zombies Black Panther. Hashtag too soon. It's a heartbreaker. Although when the George Reeves one comes out, let me know. But anyway, I picked up something just a few days ago, and everyone knows of my mania for Masters of the Universe. I got this little beauty. I'm trying to get the angle with the least bit of glare on it, but this thing is double wrapped in plastic. It's like a plastic outer coating, a plastic one, another layer that molds to the skin of the toy. But anyway, I got this, and I was a happy boy. It and probably what happened this morning was like karma balancing out my joy. So anyway, Carl Witzman, movie announcer voice. Imagine a world where the comments just keep going and BKM laughs uproariously at the antics. And yeah, I found the power button. And Brian from the Decimus, thank you, Ted. And from the Decimus Small Press Publisher, Brian must have found the special package Carl left for him the last time he broke in his house. Yeah, it better slosh every time I shake it too. And Historical Fencing Guild, good morning, Nevermorians. This week, may all your plans come to fruition. Thank you. Thank you very much. And also check out the Historical Fencing Guild every Friday at 8 p.m. because it's an awesome show. And everyone can see me now. Yes, I can see clearly. The rain is here. Yeah, actually, it has been raining for the last few hours here at the compound. And YouTube is doing good. But, of course, by the time you see this comment, you'll be on for an hour. No, I'm only at this point 22 minutes behind. And thank you. I'm glad. We may alter the angle every now and then, as long as the lighting holds up. And we on YouTube see you, Mr. Sulu. Thank you, sir. And so apparently I was right with the technology. Boy, are you ever. I'm telling you. And this works too. And good morning, beautiful Keisha Aka. Mwah, darling. Always a delight to have you here. And Kim from St. James, good morning. I haven't talked to you in ages. Good morning. I have entered the cover art of the Nicholas Tockard, the Nicholas Tockard drew for my book in the Cover Wars contest on Author Shout. I am hoping some of you will come vote every day so we can give Nick some much-deserved bragging rights. And you. Also, Kivrin, check out allauthor.com. They have a similar contest every month. And you get all kinds of cool prizes for it. So please check it out. But yeah, Kivrin, would you post that to the Rising Tide Publications page? So that we can share that. And that's Brian in the corner. That's Brian in the spotlight launching his production. Yes. And that's a Small Press Publisher. Does this mean that you get a late pass for time to feed Cookie or today due to technical difficulties? I don't get a free pass anywhere, dude. You know what I'm saying? It's just a constant struggle, all the time. And we just had a comment dump there. And today's artistry, thank you for everyone who helped make the Grim 101 campaign a success. Yeah, you and Lisa Malone did a super, super job on running that. And I'm so happy that you funded so quickly and that you crossed the finish line in style. Good work, my friend. Good work. You done good. And speaking of someone who didn't wait till Monday to have technology treat him like a drunken prom date, there is the real Brian Rodman. Good morning, my fellow Brian and Nevermorians. Is this the season of the show where they shift the camera at a different angle to make you think it's a different set? Yeah, it's just like we got the new treasure house here on Captain Kangaroo. Yeah, and Brian had some difficulties yesterday. If you receive a friend request from Brian Rodman, it's legit. Someone hacked into his account, and I can't even find your old account anymore. I was going to go in and give them all kinds of hell, but Brian had his account stolen from him this weekend. Brian scrambled madly to get this one going. So anyway, we're glad to have you here, Brian Rodman, and please promote, my friend. You deserve it. And yay, Grim 101 for Carl Witzman and Ultra Chrome San, we need you. Yes, and will we see the Nevermind twice? No, I'm hoping not. And Mike Jimmy Lorcha DeBrew, and hello, Nevermorians. Good to see you, my friend. Hope you are doing well. And yeah, it's like a double mint gum commercials of the 60s and 70s, right? And Jeffrey Hayes, good Monday morning to all. Even if you have updates to your software, at least Brian doesn't have a floppy drive. Hell no. I got a hard drive, and it's hardwired for fun. Anyway, Plasma Fire Graphics, when the look of your book matters to you, please check them out, because they do groovy covers. Like, look at this. Seriously, Jeffrey, I don't know if I've thanked you for this, but man, this is capital A art. This is beautiful. And Jeffrey can do complex stuff. He can do simple stuff. Like, look how well balanced that page is, how it goes from snow shorts at the top and kind of flows down across the figure. And the stark whiteness, the negative space there really highlights the figure, and what a great expression on that guy. Anyway, when Bobby Nash said, I'm putting Jeffrey Hayes to work on your cover, I'm like, I don't have to worry about nothing now. So check out Plasma Fire Graphics when the look of your book matters to you, and it should. And don't forget the Plasma Fire promo. I did not, my friend. I did not. I take care of my people. I do. And here we go. And that split screen echo effect is made for a shtick. Yes, it is. Yeah, it's. I was thinking for a moment I could get like one of those Brian May kind of things that he done on several of the early Queen albums, where you play a note, then you hear the note repeat again and again till it fades out. But he did that like on Night of the Opera, and I think A Day at the Races, where you hear this note and then another note, and then it keeps repeating till it decays. And I could get something like that going. And anyway, my goodness, yesterday sucks, says Brian Rodman. It's never fun waking up to your 4,500 followers and everything you built on Facebook gone overnight. But thanks to you wonderful people, we're getting things rebuilt rather quickly. We're already over 400 followers since yesterday morning, and it's all because of you guys. Well, you deserved it, man. And you all brought the good into my life yesterday. Thank you so much for your help. So many of you reached out to help and spread the word. You're a blessing in my life. Love you guys. Well, it's because you've built the love, and we love you, man. I didn't do as much as I probably could have. I was out of the house most of the day. But anyway, please spread the word. There is only one Brian Rodman, and you can have him back in your Facebook feed, because he's got so many great projects coming up, and he is the co-host of Comic Book Spectrum every Thursday nights at 7 p.m. on the Rising Tide Broadcast Network. So please check it out. And Bill Sartin, good to see you, sir. Happy Monday to the frazzled but bedazzled Fezman and all the maniacal Merry Monday Morians. Count your blessings and let them be a blessing to others. Yep. So true, Bill. So true. And I consider a little foobar on the show this morning. It's just that, and we're moving on. And I never have issues like this with OBS. Just saying, only the sound. Well, and it's you and Ted and I belong to a very exclusive club, and it's like I still make mistakes in StreamYard. Like last week on the Comic Book Spectrum, I started the show and I thought I'd hit the start broadcast button, but I hadn't. And Eric is like, "Why can't I see you on Facebook?" It's like, because your director's an idiot. Why? So that's why I keep telling y'all to stay smart, because apparently I'm not following my own advice. And hashtag bring cookie home. Thank you, Bill Sarn. Appreciate it. And love seeing you on all the shows this weekend. This was really great, man. And anyway, Brian, we're glad we could do something to help you, seriously. And question, did you see the art process I've done in the group for Philly Phil Art? No, I haven't been there recently, Phil, but put in a link to the Philly Phil Art group, if you would, and let everyone else check out. And Pops Van Zandt, holy crap, it's the fez. It is Pops Van Zandt right in return. How you doing, my friend? Tonight, all are welcome to come out and draw Crom. Oh, cool. And don't forget the 29th and 30th of this month, I believe it is. CromCon 14 will happen again. And Pops, just a personal side, congratulations for your announcement. And we will still be friends, I promise. And I'm sorry that there is so much drama around it. But anyway, you've made a big decision. I'm glad you did, and I suspect it's going to work out well for you. But anyway, just keep doing what you're doing, Pops, because that's what it's all about. All right. So I support Pops Van Zandt. And back in the cereal box. Hey there, friends and foes. Happy Monday morning, John. Good to see you, johnpica.com. Also back in the cereal box on Saturday mornings at 9. It's a great show. You need to watch that show a lot. And I'm going to jump off, says Joe Bogman. HVAC guy just arrived. Happy Monday, folks, and see you later this week. Hey, Joe, good luck with that installation there. And you take care of yourself, buddy, okay? And Brian Robbins, so now more than ever, we need to spread the word about the nebulizer. It's about a chronic asthmatic and his feisty AI-controlled nebulizer suit as they fight through a post-apocalyptic world filled with allergen mutants. I'm feeling it this morning, I think. It's Bubble Boy meets I Am Legend with a dash of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and I think a little Judge Dredd in there, too. That makes me happy. Head on over to that bit.ly address there and sign up for the campaign today. So when that activates, you will get notified, and you can be among the first people to get this project off the ground. And Amy Hale will be on TED Talks Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. We'll have a creative life and Amy's new book, Neuroses. Yes, definitely. Check out the work of Amy Hale. She is crazy talented. And she's got a brand new book called Neuroses that is I've started it. It's a super read. It is so good. And Carl speaks for us all. Good luck, Joe B. Let us know how it goes. And Ted says, Carl Westman says, Ted, I need a drink already this morning. Maybe a deleted post. Oh, what'd you do now, Carl? What did you do? And more interesting than watching you fight with a computer, impossible. But notice who won. Carly, I want to tell you, notice who won. Now, here's the thing. If this should this ever happen to you, don't give up. Don't stop. People will understand. Look how much entertainment you guys had, and you could have learned something. So we did launch the broadcast. It went off in YouTube, and then on our screen here on the dashboard, you see the little line in the upper right-hand corner where it had like the it listed all the places that the broadcast would have gone to. What you do is delete all of them, and then you re-add them, and it activates, and you're back on Facebook again. Ta-da! Follow me for more StreamYard hacks. And William Quinton, Brian, are you going to be at Garden State Comic Festival this year? If they invite me and pay all my expenses, I would be glad to, William. Anyway, check out 47 Furious Tales. It is a retelling of the 47 Ronin story in an anthropomorphic sense. I still have the comic. I just happen to have the comic. I was reading it the other day. So check it out. And William, please put in a link to so people can get this book, all right? Anyway, please check it out. It is a fun. It's really a glorious read. The art is beautiful. The story is well constructed. And if you need a quote for it, William, let me know, okay? And Eric Hawkins, good morning to you. Hey, Eric, I don't know if you saw it, man. I had to pull the trigger on this one. I am so happy. And Ariane Archeri, it was indeed a wonderful visit. Thanks for the shout out. Well, thank you. And thank you for the lovely piece of art. I will be repositioning this so it is more visible. I think I'll put it below Ted's illustration. I did that this morning, just before I got on the air. Anyway, Cherry House Press at wordpress.com. We aren't sure yet, but we may be going through a rebranding process soon, and artists coming to our publishing as well. Check out some of the art at fullmoonart.com, .art, and more stuff from her, ArianaRcherry.me. Thanks for coming to visit with us, Brian. I had a super time visiting with you and Josh. I could have stayed there all evening. If I didn't have to get home before cooking, I'd probably kept you till they kicked us all out of Books A Million. But no, Ariana was visiting Terre Haute, Indiana. And next time I go down there, Candace Comaleri, I'm going to give you a shout too. But we met at the Books A Million down there and spent 2 hours laughing and just enjoying the heck out of each other's company because we haven't seen each other in oh man, this is close to 2 years. We haven't been in each other's presences, if not more. But anyway, so glad to see you guys. And please follow Ariana Archeri because she's awesome and she's got a lot of stuff going and you need to find out what it is. But Brian, you are an influencer. You change lives and make amazing things happen. Well, maybe every now and then I do. I love you, Nick. I really do. And we're trying to keep you busy too. You're a freelancer now, man. We got to look out for each other. And the real John B. Pica, as opposed to the phony Brian Rodman, who took over that account, says already jumping around, liking, sharing, commenting from multiple accounts. John B. Pica, you are totally the best. And John B. Pica will be joining us on Clever Title Pending really soon. Thank you for agreeing to that. And the Historical Fencing Guild says author is a job. Got to remind myself this counts. It's on my taxes for Fox's sake. Yeah, I know. Fox, he loves watching The Simpsons on Fox News Network or the Fox TV network, not the Fox News Network. He's better than that. But anyway, and I just lost about a dozen people. But anyway, please check out Nick Tockert's work. He's got a lot of stuff coming down the pike. And check out his show, The Historical Fencing Guild, Friday nights at 8 p.m. on YouTube because he's awesome. And it's always a good show. I always go back and watch it if I can't watch it live. I had a pretty busy Friday night. Excuse me, unfortunately. But anyway, fortunately, I got another writing gig. But anyway, and the thing is, you have to treat it somewhat as a job, but treat it as the job you finally have always wanted all your life. And you're going to fight like a dog to make sure you keep it. You know what I'm saying? And please, no mention of food today for Bill Sarn. I have to fast for 24 hours to get ready for my first colonoscopy tomorrow morning. Anyone who talks about food will receive the contents of what my mixture of Miralax and Gatorade produces. Oh, man. What kind of turkey would want to remind you of food this morning? Man, I tell you, you deserve to ground them into hamburger. Fresh, hot, aromatic hamburger. Anyway, yeah, that's the thing. I will say colonoscopies, I had enough my friends who were slightly older than myself describe them to me, and I'm like, there is no way I'm letting someone put sharp things in there. And I took that alternative. There is an alternative. It's not fun either, but it's basically it's a retention pan for the back end stuff, and it's painless and it's as sanitary as it's going to get. And then you mail it in, postage paid, and you get the results about a week later. And that was it for me. And they say I don't have to do it like every year. I have to do it like every other year, which works for me. Just think of all the glorious food you've got to look forward to once you're done. And the real John B. Pica says, if anyone wants to join Clubhouse, let me know. I have a few invite credits. If you are a broadcaster and not on Clubhouse, you really need to be. John, send me a PM, would you? I'm interested because I'm always interested in other platforms. I haven't worked up Twitch yet, but it will probably happen eventually. And good job, Nick. Yes, definitely, Nick. Good for you. And the League of Impossibilists, definitely check them out on Patreon. We've had a setback with publishing the first issue of the Further Adventures of the League of Impossibilists. It's fully lettered and art cleaned up, but now I need an artist to color the cover. Well, Cookie does a little bit of coloring. You could talk to her. Trying to think of who, affordable colorists. I don't know too many colorists, but anyway, I know Cookie does some work. She's not flashy or anything, but she does good work. And League of Impossibles, any artists who do digital coloring, please contact me about coloring the cover. I will yell at Cookie in the next room. When I get off the air, John. And Eric Hawkins says we crossed the 5K mark this weekend which unlocked another stretch goal. Wicked Witch Print. Next stretch goal is at 7K. Can we get there in 8 days? Maybe, just maybe. Let's try and do that thing. Check out the Zombie Full World of Oz. Number 3, Dark Side of the Moon. It is right now on Kickstarter. Let me see if I can do this. I know I can because I've done it before. And put the cursor there. And going here, and then Zombie World Oz. number 3, and then hit that. And then we will post that as much as we can. Eric, feel free to put that, put in a link there like every half hour or so, and we'll talk it up. All right. But anyway, congratulations, Eric. That is fantastic. And speaking of fantastic, there is Glenn B. Fleming. Good to see you, brother. Hey, Brian, good to see you. Good to see you, man. It really is. Can I tell the audience that Comics Unlimited number 6 is now on Amazon? 100 pages about, go figure, comics. Oh, my God. Yes, please do, Glenn. Chat it up. Talk it up, man. And use the Rising Tide Publications page, too. Let's get some eyes in front of that. Glenn produces a wonderful magazine called Comics Unlimited, and it spans the entire history of comic books. You definitely want to check it out. If you watch us misbehave on Thursday nights at 7 p.m. on Comic Book Spectrum, which has a great intro and outro created by the one, the only Glenn B. Fleming for me. Thank you eternally, Glenn. If you like what we do, you'll definitely love what Comics Unlimited does. It's a beautiful look at the history of all comics. It is great. And Ted Davies' artistry, we agree completely. That is awesome, Eric Hawkins. You're doing good. And excellent news. The Eric, I'm so proud of you, Porn Sack. And it was indeed a wonderful, wonderful visit. Thanks for the shout out. You're welcome, sweetheart. You're welcome. And okay, I'm back. Sorry, got wrapped up in edits. Oh, well, good for you. And I didn't even read the comment, but Carl Witzman is thinking like I do, which at this point now, Carl breaks down into a sweat. And Ryan Permison, glad to see you, my friend. Good morning, Nevermorians. How are you? Ryan, tell us how you are this morning. Check out the latest episode of the podcast, Talking the Rocky franchise. That's on Anchor FM, the Nerdcast, episode 99. Now, you're going to do something special for 100. Your centennial episode. Legend of the Traveling TARDIS, good morning. Here we go. Arise, Monday Morris Monster, arise! The scent of dollar store talcum powder rises with the morning dew and makes the morning grass for the grazing cows tastier. Speaking of tasty, is Michaela Jade here? Yes, she is. Yes, she is. She is editing her little heart out. Hey, how you doing this morning, Christian? Don't forget, Christian Basil is the host of the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. It is an amazing show. And we'll run a spot for it at the end of this show if we will catch up. We're only 20 minutes behind now. But anyway, please check out the Legend of Traveling TARDIS every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Always a great show with Christian and Melanie Dean and all of great casts that show up. So please check out the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS and give it a love on. Please subscribe to the channel. His YouTube channel, and also please subscribe to his Facebook page, where there's over 50,000 subscribers already, and you too can become part of the legend. Anyway, hey, Glenn from Mike Jimmy there, and still gonna pick that one up myself. Yes, you do. We both do. And thanks, Carl. And there's that zombie. There's that comment dump again. And here we go. And yes, Christian, I'm here. Oh, we won't be hearing anything from Christian for a while as he starts salivating. And subscribe to the channel today for great nerdy content. Truer words were never spoken. Go to Nerd Culture Channel and subscribe, please. And good morning, Amy Hale. Mwah, darling, how are you doing? Looking forward to your interview tomorrow morning with Ted Davies, and loving the book so far. I'm still reading the book when I can, when I'm not fighting with Microsoft updates. And I see YM. Check out our interview with Heroes for Causes comics co-creator Jeremiah Stemple on, and I quote at this address there. Check out that YouTube show. Always interesting. And morning, Amy, says Michaela Jane. Good morning, Nevermorians. Good morning to you, Rick Bradley. How you doing, guy? Excuse me. And getting vaccinated tomorrow. Any last minute tips? Wish me luck, everyone. The only ones I can give you based on my own experience is have a snack before you go. Because the shot messed with my blood sugar quite a bit. And also make sure you're fully hydrated. It just seems to help. It really does. And I talked to several people that when I got my first Moderna shot, I had some blood sugar issues for a couple of hours until I had a meal and I was right again. I don't know why, but I was treating it like I was getting like a blood test and I was fasting. I don't know why I did that. That was silly. But anyway, definitely hydrate and definitely have a snack before you go in. And then after that, and also be aware, I don't know if this is I assume this is your first shot. You may or may not feel side effects, but you're more likely to with the second. But the first will give you an idea of how you may feel on the second. And some people, like my wife, have had no side effects whatsoever. Whereas I'm a fragile little flower, and apparently I had them, but they weren't debilitating, really. I just felt not great for a little over a day, and then all of a sudden it's like somebody hit the light switch, and I was back up to full power again. So, and if you get these effects, Ryan, just keep reminding yourself, and this is the truth, just remind yourself, this means it's working. Okay, so if you feel a little warm, if you have a little brain fog, all that means is that that RNA is at work and telling your immune system, guys, here's the memo, here's the shopping list, here's the recipe, here's how we keep the host safe. So definitely, Ryan, good luck. And Wednesday, would you please give us an update? We would love to hear about it. And that's not the real Brian Rodman. I am the real Rodman. Ryan Rodman says, the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. My beard is flammable and made from recycled pest dispensers. But so is Brian Rodman's. Anyway, and Michaela Jade. And support Animal Eye Kickstarter for Cindy Kep today. Definitely at that address there. Cindy Kep, last I checked, was $226 away from fully funding. Now, here's the thing. And this is why I've been hammering. I was doing some sharing this weekend of Animal Eye. Cindy does so much for us. Cindy is so generous with her promotion of us that how can we not help her succeed? It's the Nevermorian thing to do. It's the Rising Tide thing to do. And this is her first campaign, her first comic book that she wrote herself. She taught herself how to do an excellent comic script. So check out Animal Eye #1 on Kickstarter and give it some love, okay? And Scott Cracker says, every time I see that cover, I always think that a good person to play Abraham Snow in the eventual adaptation would be Emilio Estevez. Snow has a very Estevez look about him. Yeah, I would say Estevez from like the 80s or 90s. The 90s. Would be a good choice. I can't think. I can think of a couple people that have that same dark look, that intense stare. And I'm thinking of the guy, and I'm blanking out on his name, but he's done a lot of stuff recently. He is including a video by Tessa Violet. Peter something or other. I can't remember. And I know I botch up his name. I think it's like Italian derivation. But anyway, he played Morgan Edge on the first season of Supergirl on the CW. I think he would be a good choice. I think he could pull it off. And when BKM finally goes full Frank Gorshin, says the Historical Fencing Guild, and the Dutch angle slams in to further the twisted evil of Brian's entry into the Rogues Gallery, someone flash the bat signal. Well, I tell people, it's like this morning, things like this morning annoy me, but I turned that annoyance into action, which is what we should all do when we get annoyed. And if nothing else, it success annoys the people that annoy us. Pops, you might keep that in mind too with your further ascension. But anyway, yeah, I just turned that negative energy into something positive, and that was wrestling this show under my control again and getting it going. So yeah, there are times I have the obsession to qualify as a Batman villain. I really do. Oh, but anyway, and thank you to everyone who's watching us on Kathy Jackson's books, Rising Tide Publications, Rising Tide Broadcast Network, and our YouTube channel. Thank you all very much. And Ryan, for the shot, I'd make sure to be hydrated and to eat a little something before getting it. Thank you, Rick Bradley. I agree completely. And May 29th is going to be so much fun in Peoria, and the after party will be epic. That's true, because I'm bringing my date with me. Cookie will be along with us. And that morning, we will be broadcasting for CromCon 14. That morning from the Peoria Civic Center, the 29th of this month. It's part of the Indie Author Book Expo. Jen Thompson will be there, Amy Hale, myself, Kathy and Matthew Jackson, T.L. Shively, a whole bunch of your friends, and of course, Michaela Jade. It's going to be good. And it's all good, Brian. Nothing has changed. I promote everyone who is cool to me, as well you should, Pops. And I think we're on the same page on that, And yeah, I don't want to get into the discussion here. I'm sure you understand, but it's like, I know there are factions. We don't want to judge any faction by the people on the extreme ends of it. And so, Pops, I think it'll work out well for you. It has worked out for several people who I know are also in the camp. So, and if you think I'm vague booking people, yes, I am. Because it's a comic book, a clash of comic book philosophy, shall I say. And Pops has declared himself on one side, and I support that. Because, both sides have points. But it's the extreme ones that we hear the most from, unfortunately. So anyway, Pops, and I know it's created a little bit of hardship, a slight bit of hardship for Pops. So we got to give Pops the love, because he's one of us. He is if we've got a super promoter in this group, it's him. Seriously, I only wish I could be as focused as he is. But then again, I'm trying to promote everyone, whereas Pops is really great at comic promotion. But anyway, Pops, I love you, man. That's all there is to it. That's what it boils down to. And hey, everyone, as the day passes, please send me invites to all your pages, as the usurper ruined all the joy we were previously having. I'll send you the invites to my Facebook pages too, brother, just so you get them. And Saturday AM, we had an issue with a few Facebook pages since back in the cereal box. Yeah, it's like, I remember StreamYard had said that they had resolved those issues, but I don't know. And I cannot believe that it's on StreamYard's end. StreamYard runs like it's supposed to, 99.9% of the time. But Facebook keeps changing its algorithms, and I don't get any of those memos about what's going on. And like, I run pages, I run, I don't pay for them, but that may change soon. But unfortunately, the pages I want to promote will be, go to my YouTube channel. I don't think they'll love that. And thanks to Joe McKeel and Dan Hollifield for inviting me to be on the Stupid O'Clock panel this past Saturday night. I had a blast and just stood back when someone wound up Nicholas Anthony Tockard. Oh my God, that's like pulling the pin on a hand grenade. Sadly, I couldn't stay for the after show because I had to go get my COVID test yesterday morning for my colonoscopy Tuesday. That's true. Yeah, I've got a friend who's got ongoing medical difficulties, and she has the COVID test all the time for necessary reasons. Anyway, good luck with your colonoscopy, Bill. I know that's quite a trial. So I hope you come out. Well from that. And we learned that sometimes, no matter how much guest vetting you do, some guests just don't have it in them. Yeah, that's the thing. And I get a lot of guests that, if someone says, Brian, I'm sending you someone, and that weighs heavily with me. And I've got about 3 or 4 people that if they say, about 3 people really, that they say, Brian, this guest is really good. And I'll go back and watch them and decide for myself. And by the same token, I will send people other places too, to my network. But occasionally you get somebody that's like, okay, they look good, they smell good, but they get on the air. And I know John B. Pike has had this at least once, where somebody says something that you can't defend, and it's like, why didn't this come out in our earlier talks, sort of thing. So I get that. That's the one thing about live broadcasting. It can be an issue. And I get people that don't behave as well as they do in their emails. So not very often, though. We've been very fortunate, though. So proud to say the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS has now confirmed at least 4 convention appearances that will be taking place starting next month. Check out the Facebook page, the Traveling TARDIS, under events. Definitely check that out. And good to all just checking in to Ninja Genko. Always glad to see you here. Good luck with Facebook jail. And remember that cigarettes are better than currency in there. And I rarely fight, but when I do, it is like I am the third monkey going to the ark, and brother, it's starting to rain. Thank you, Historical Fencing Guild. Yeah, I'm the same way. And I believe you should give your enemies fair warning by shooting 6 inches below the water line too. And the real John B. Pike says, Bill Sarden, you are not alone. I had to fast for 24 hours for lab work in the morning, so I ate my full daily calorie count for breakfast. Yeah. I remember I had to do a fasting blood sugar one time, and there was a screw up between the hospital and the lab that was actually doing the test. And I remember I was in there about an hour and a half, and I'm like, I'm calling the hospital, they're calling the hospital, and I'm getting cranky because my blood sugar is bottoming out. And I'm like, guys, you either get this going or I'm looking for another healthcare provider. So anyway, it wasn't a pretty sight. Anyway, the Captain Pornsack Eric S. Hawkins says, I'm sure it wouldn't be the first time Brian has had some put sharp things up there. No, just blunt objects. And no, I've never done that. Anyway, Christian Basil, help grow the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS YouTube channel. We've hit our subscription goal, but fall shy of our viewing hours by less than 2,000 hours. Please head on over, of course, after the show. Pick 2 episodes, like, share, comment, and watch. Have it run in the background on your device and help us smash that goal. Thanks, Nevermorians. Go to youtube.com, The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Well, Christian, I've got a little something going. We could work out a cross thing where because I think our viewing numbers are pretty good, but I'd like to get them higher. But I will work on this, Christian. I will work on this, and maybe we could do something similar. Okay, help each other out. And Rising Tide Publications endorses Zombie for World of Oz #3. Please check it out. Dark Side of the Moon. You can see the artwork coming up for that 3rd grade issue there. And if you have not already back this book, you should. It is at $5,186. It has achieved its $1,200 goal, but there is so much comic book goodness here that you have to really seriously consider climbing on board. It's a great book. It is my favorite comic right now, and Eric is. He runs a beautiful campaign, and then he follows it up by some of the best fulfillment that I've ever seen. I'm getting fussy about fulfillment now too on my Kickstarters. I don't back a whole lot. This last 3 weeks has been, or actually the last month has been an exception. I've backed about 5 different projects, but it's all about fulfillment, in a lot of ways. And if you have, people like Eric, by the time he sends off his stuff, and Brian Rodman is also a champion at this too, but by the time he sends off his files to the printer to get the physical comic book printed, he's got all the other stuff just sitting around waiting to be collated and put together into the mailing, the Gemini mailers. So definitely, I'm endorsing the Zombie for World of Oz and Animal Eye. If you haven't gotten on board with those already, please do. And thank you for your support of the other great Kickstarters that we've helped introduce you to, hopefully. And Eric Hawkins, it's not like Brian does a show with 2 digital artists on Tuesday night who do their own coloring. No, it's not. So if one of you wants to apply, that's fine. Please do. And Skunk Rocker says, WTF, YouTube continues to block my comments. Yeah, seriously, Skunk, I am reading I read, okay? I don't, if everybody's saying hello to each other, that's one thing. We'll give a quick overview of that. But for me to stay even moderately within reach of ending the show on time, and you're always interesting, Skunk, and I say that sincerely. This is absolutely as tonight. We can't I can't even say anything without YouTube just blocking my comment. I see everybody else's comment on YouTube going through, but mine. Skunk, I don't know why. I definitely go back and I on every episode, and I make sure everybody's comment does show up. Okay, that for some reason, I can't imagine you saying anything I've got blocked. I've got some racial and sexual insults that I have blocked, and the high end on swearing. So if you have any of that, then it might get blocked for that reason, but I don't see you doing that. But if it's just an average, like most of your comments, it might perceive it as spam somehow, but then I go back and I do go back and I make sure it gets seen at least afterwards. So we're not trying to ignore you, Skunk. Far from it. I crave to read your stuff. And we have had some people where this has happened to them and they think they're being censored. And usually they think I'm the one doing it. So, no. And, okay, I didn't read on. It said, Brian, I know it's not your fault, but just ridiculous. I'm not saying anything bad. Whenever I guess I'll just be ignored. Thanks, YouTube. I hate you. Oh, I want to get you two reconciled again. You make such a beautiful couple, you and YouTube. And I can see you, Skunk. Keep talking. Oh yeah, unless I somehow get blocked again. I don't know. Yeah, don't confuse my inability to do your comments on a timely basis with YouTube screwing up. You'll be about 20 minutes before you know they're screwing up. And there's Pops Van Zandt saying hello to the ladies. And Scott Cracker says it's like 3 times now. Michaela's like, I'm frustrated. I know it's not Brian. That's the thing. I know it's not Brian. So it's like I'm getting mad at a brick wall that ain't going to listen. So he knows it's not me because I'm a brick wall. Anyway. Amy Hale says, busy week. I'll be on TED Talks tomorrow morning. Tomorrow's my day to chat on the PenCon fan page. So check me out there as well. Amy, you know, Rising Tide Publications page. Please promote it, okay? And Wednesday night, I'm a guest on Lynn Shaw's Two Girls in a Book Fangirl show. Then Thursday night, we have guest photographer Adrian Bell at 8 p.m. on Creative as Hale on the Rising Tide Broadcast Network, where Amy and Mr. Amy Hale get on board and interview various creatives, and it's always a good show. I have so much fun watching that show. Unfortunately, I'm usually like trying to wrap up on Comic Book Spectrum, but I definitely watch on the rerun. It's a great show. Please check out Amy Hale, and please subscribe to her YouTube channel. And you see the process of my art and Phil art. Leave a link to the page, Philip, if you would, please. All right. And like, no offense to Brian or anything, but when stuff like this happens, it makes me not want to be here. So StreamYard or YouTube or whatever, sort your life out, mate. And and Pops Van Zandt sees you. And Pops Van Zandt says, I'm Brian Rodman. Or he's Spartacus. He's not sure which. He could be both. And Brian Rodman says, I got to tell you, after I got my second Moderna shot, my 5G connection is perfect. I get clear transmission direct from our Dark Lord saying, there we go. And join the Mark of the Beast, won't you? We have cookies. There we go. I've got a cookie in the next room. See? So, and she's got the shot too. She's got both of hers. So that's why I felt safe seeing Ariana Archeri and Josh Hannes over the weekend because, because they have health issues and I didn't want to do anything to disturb them. So, I made sure, I'm fully immunized now. And when I let my guard down, my skin turns white. I get this black arc, kind of really angular haircut, and this big red circle in my chest glows, and I look like Vin Diesel. It's great. Well, at least that comment got through. You got a whole bunch coming through, my friend. And for this one, Small Press Publisher, getting closer to having colored pages for Amazonia 7. Also, I have started work on Primetime Saturday Night number 4. That is very, very cool. Check out Jody McPhee's work on Comixology. All right. It is a great service there. And back on the Sarah box says, Cindy Kemp is an awesome evangelist. That's why we honor her with an ad on every Saturday morning show. We love her. And we run her ad on here whenever we can. Now, Cindy needs to get us the ads for Animal Eye Kickstarter. Yeah, there we go. I would love to see her do a video for that. I've got several people out that I would love to, one of these days, I'm just going to run a show of my friends. And it's just going to be me, and we'll talk about the stuff that you guys do. Would anyone be up for that? You see the ad I run for Jeffrey Hayes and Plasma Fire Graphics when Look of Your Book Matters to You. And also I run, like stuff like after the show when I have time, like the Sunday funnies for Randy Zimmerman and such. And get well fast, Randy. We hope you're not under the weather too long. Anyway, Comics Talk with Pops Van Zandt, and we were working to try to get Brian's page restored. That would be nice. And Nick Tockard is certifiable. We love it. Oh, can you hear that? Yeah, that can move. In fact, if you want to take that back, just put right there. That's fine. Thank you. But appreciate you, honey. And thank you for taking my He-Man in the other room. That sounded terrible. And so that laugh. Anyway. Thank you, sweetheart. My honey. So you get to see the rest of the show. Anyway, Nick Tucker is certifiable. We love it. He is a crazy man. We are crazy for him. And he's, like I said, he's a full-time freelancer now. So, let's please support Nick and keep his busy. And I got some of Nick's Go Juice and I'm trying it out. I need to get that much energy. Yeah, I know he told me what he uses. And that stuff, I keep saying, if your lawnmower runs out, just pour some of that in there, and you could probably mow like every lawn in your, in the city block in 5 minutes. And Brian Robbins says, Rick Bradley, I've been getting transmissions from my shot saying to go take a dump on the salad bar at Wendy's. Nothing about that killing that I was promised. You having this problem too? Yeah, I'm not hearing the old voices like I used to, but I am picking stuff that I think is Martian. So, which is good for the story I'm writing right now. And Bill Sarn says, I had an issue with StreamYard when I couldn't open the link for Teresa Dunn's show that I was on last Thursday. But after she sent me a second link, everything was okay, and I had a good time getting interviewed by Teresa. That was a good show, too. Y'all done good. Back in the Sarah Box, everyone is asking, when will Johnny Quinn make his next appearance? The National Comic and Toy Show, May 29th. You cover Nashville, and the rest of us will cover Peoria, Illinois. How does that sound? And the Historical Fencing Guild says the Hybrids campaign is at 86% with 62 backers with just over 2 weeks to go. Everything is set up for the supporter, and the flex goals are so good. Please support. I am part of that, too. I need to get a link to his campaign, and I'll put it in our rotation here too, because we're still pimping for the Zombieful World of Oz #3 and Animal Eye #1. So please support Nick Stone, or rather Nick Tockard. Luke Stone is also one of us too. He's a generous man with his promotion, and this is the 7th issue of his new book, Hybrids, the Sons of God. So please support that. And open a new tab and run Legends of the Traveling TARDIS in the background to help Christian get his viewing hours. That's what I do. In fact, here's a tip. If you want to support shows, another way you can do it. And, we could set something up between us, Christian, like we did earlier. In fact, you were in that channel, I think, when we were talking about that. But I have several shows that on the broadcast computer, I run. Well, you see, I have a link to their playlist on the Rising Tide Publications YouTube channel, and then every day I will play someone's entire playlist when I'm not on the computer here, because like I said, this computer is only for broadcasting right now. So that way they get an extra view, and sometimes I'll run my own shows too, because I'm a greedy pig. But anyway, please check it out. And thank you to everyone who is subscribed, to everyone in the Rising Tide Broadcast Network, and to the Rising Tide Broadcast Network page itself. We are over 500 subscriptions now. We're going for 1,000, because then we can make some upgrades to this show that I think will make it more entertaining for you, and a lot more helpful to the people involved in the Rising Tide. So it's a good time. So please pimp us. We would love it. And Listening While Penciling, Hatch Book 2, where he hits Egypt or something very similar. In Hatch What's Up in Very Bizarre Circumstances. Thanks to my gorgeous Helen for the title. That's a great title, man. I think I butchered it, but Glenn, I'm looking forward to that. And I'm looking forward to Indie Volt Revolt sequential art collection. And it was good news. Maybe we'll see more Hatch in the new Arrow 4.0 Indie Volt Revolt. I know that I'm working up a couple pitches myself. So anyway, Ariana Argeri says, so Josh and I must have missed out on a transformation. The big red circle, or was it heart? I think Josh would have loved something like that. Yeah, there's my fondness for the character Bloodshot. That's what I wanted. I wanted to look like Vin Diesel when it was all said and done. But as it is, I now no longer need a radio to pick up Sirius XM FM anymore. It's really helpful. And knowing that my government knows where I am at every second, here's what gets me. So many people they're going to put nanites in our blood, and the government's going to track us wherever we go. One, to everyone who believes that, what makes you think you're so important that the government's going to waste its time and resources going after you, as opposed to, say, some terrorist group, unless you're an idiot. And you think, I think getting all my 600 guns and all my 2 truckloads full of ammunition going down to the State House sounds like a good idea. That's when you become important and stupid. But yeah, there's just like a whole lot that that is believed about these shots. And the worst thing I had was brain fog. and a little tiredness. That was for the second one. That was it. All right. And I'm helping protect the rest of the planet, which means I'm a hero. And if you're not getting your shot, you're not. Anyway, good morning to Cindy Cat. Mwah, no break today. Doctor's appointment and food allergies fun. Yeehaw, girl. And lurker mode engaged. Well, darling, we've been talking up Animal Eye. Also, a week from, or actually, no, tomorrow night on Clever Tile Pending, Cindy Kep will be our guest. So get your jokes, and they better be clean, too. I am going to vet the jokes tomorrow. And bring your great questions for Cindy, because this is a lady who has a voluminous prose library, and now she's dipping her toe not just into comic books of her, adaptations of her own work, but also the Kickstarter, the crowdfunding arena, and she's kicking it. She is doing great. I am so proud of her. I mean, this campaign is just a little over a week old, and she is within she is within sight of her $3,400 goal. And right now is an excellent time to get on that. So please check it out. She's only $226 away from achieving her goal. Now, Kickstarter is all or nothing. Here's the thing. If she does not make that $3,400, the good news is you will not be charged for it. But the bad news is she won't get any of that money. It's not like Indiegogo where you get whatever you raise, which has its own advantages and disadvantages. But anyway, please check it out. Mostly because I've read it. It's a great story. 2, it's all ages. There's not enough of that stuff out there right now. And Cindy is making sure that she's helping fill that vacuum. And 3, most importantly, she's one of us. We got to take care of her, all right? And anyway, Comics Talk with Pops Fans in on YouTube says Hybrids rocks. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. That's why I'm proud, not just because Luke's my friend, because I've got a couple of friends, more like casual acquaintances, that I've gotten their books, and they better hope I'm never asked what I think of them. Anyway, I am certifiably awesome, of course, as the Historical Fencing Guild. Well, we all knew that. Bringing madcap mayhem and merriment to the masses to mess with the maniacal, misanthropic monsters that mutilate Mondays. Hey, I'm still here, dude. I'm listening. Anyway, we love you, Nick. You are so awesome. You really are. And I'm pretty excited for tomorrow, says Rick Bradley. There is a new 5th edition of D&D Ravenloft source book coming out. Grew up running Ravenloft in 2nd edition, and that helped hone my horror storytelling immensely. Yeah, a lot of people don't realize running a D&D or Champions or Call of Cthulhu campaign really tests your ability, to not only come up with stories on the fly, but to adapt to changes that come up, in the story as the characters become more full in your head. And believe you me, it helped with broadcasting as well. So in a lot of ways. And yes, this is Skunk Cracker. I mentioned this on Stupid O'Clock the other night, but everyone wants me to make a comic like Brian. I know you said it, and also Grant Lankard, but I have too many projects as it is. Well, and I would say that's a good reason. That's a good reason to put it on the back burner, but don't rule it out, my man. Don't rule it out. I've got a movie script I'm working on, so I haven't done anything on lately, and I also have the wrestling stuff, and now a boxing promoter wants me to do music and lights for him. Well, dude, good for you, man. That is great. And yes, you are a very busy critter these days, and good for you. And you become busy by earning it, by doing good work, making deadlines, and not being an a-hole. At least most of the time. Anyway, that's me. Anyway, and let's see how many of these comments get through YouTube. Sorry, didn't see a 1, Skunk. Sorry, got screwed again. And I think Hatch might be secretly named Steve. Yeah, Cookie has a person at her job who is like very anti-vax, very anti-mask, and is all the time talking about like the government's up to this. And she told me yesterday, she said, I told her the story about Steve, and she said, you know what, I'm just going to say, well, Steve says you're wrong. So I'll have guess from there. And Randy Zimmerman, hope you're feeling better this morning. Just a small 24-hour bug. Apparently all is well. Thanks for the well wishes and kind words, Fez, man. Randy, thank you for having you and Varian both for being on Fridays. Nevermind the Furthermore. That I had a great time. Hope you guys enjoyed yourselves. And also, that night having me on Indie Volt. I don't know that I've been on Indie Volt before, or at least the Indie Volt special. But yeah, you're going to get me on there one night. I'm confident you can get past my defenses and my overwhelming and practically crippling shyness. But anyway, check out indievolt.com for a bunch of great shows and more on the way. Scott Clarker says, I do have a comic idea in me. I just know I do not have the time right now, but maybe down the road. Exactly. I've got a number of projects that I would love to get done, but it just, it's just going to have to wait. When somebody says, Brian, we've got a paying gig for you to write, there I am. And did you say we will get to see more Hatch? Yes. Yes. That's what you're calling it, Christian. Yes, you can get all the Hatch you want. Follow Glenn B. Fleming on Facebook. Also follow him on Amazon. Check out his author page and check out some of the work. He is an incredibly varied author and talented artist. OMG, I'm loving the stuff that comes, and he can do cartoony as well as photorealistic. It is beautiful. And Pornsack Hawkins says, I have yet to find anyone say they are afraid of nanites in the blood, but only people saying people are saying it. Cookie has run into a couple, and I've run into a couple that we know in real life that are like, oh, I don't want nanites in my blood. You won't know they're there. And one thing I've got to say, I've got to shout out to Skunk and the Stupid O'Clock people, which is always an entertaining show. You got to catch that show. It's really brilliant. But one night they were talking about the COVID shot and the fear of the nanites. And somebody brought up the usual thing, which is true, that the aperture of the needle, the little hole at the end that gets the stuff into your blood, isn't big enough or to allow nanites, even if they existed, to get in, or any sort of particulate to get into your blood, aside from the little, the RNA that's being squirted out. And I think it was Dan Hollifield said, well, or they mentioned that the one difficulty is the needle cannot accommodate a nanite as currently envisioned without that nanite having a power source, that the power source, the battery, if you will, would take up too much room and they'd get blocked at the end of the needle. And then Dan Hollifield very calmly said, well, that's what the 5G towers are for. It's broadcast energy. Problem solved. There we go. So be sure to get your shots, and you too could be bloodshot. And yay, Cindy from Carly Carleen. Agreed. Ariana Archerry. Oh, the new conspiracy theory on vaccines. Those who are against the vaccination supposedly believe that those of us who are vaccinated will shed on them. Oh, I've been shedding hair since I was 16. Whatever it was they put in the vaccine. So now some of them may begin wearing masks so they don't get that shedding. Oh my God, I can hear the lemmings, the footsteps of the lemmings as the grow louder as they run faster and faster towards the cliffs. I read on a news site somewhere, which doesn't always necessarily mean this is true either, because we know everything we read on the internet is true. We see, now that's the benefit of the nanites. It starts to rewrite your mental programming, Ariana, so that you now know that everything you read on the internet webs is real and true. That's what our corporate overlords want for us. So anyway, thank you. That's beautiful, Ariana. Thank you. And yet there are people in the hospital with side effects that the government is preventing from speaking to the press. No, not rumor, an actual relative, says Eric Hawkins. Oh, no. And Rick Bradley says, work has finally started to calm down. Maybe I'll actually have the energy to get more writing done. I look forward to that, superstar. I really do. And haha to Pops, you are a mind reader. Steve may just be a theme in a later Hatch book. Probably something I write, too. And hey, Randy, glad you're back, says Glenn B. Fleming. We agree with that completely. And the two richest men in the world are both leaving the two richest wives, rather, in the world are both leaving their men. Money can't buy me love. That's right, says Comics Talk. Yeah, and one of them doesn't even have a prenup, so there's hope for all of us. Yeah, and I'm reading about like Bill Gates. And it's like, it's like, well, we think she's leaving him for this reason. No, wait, I think she's leaving for this reason. All these things are panning out. It's like, it may not just be one reason. Melinda Gates is looking for greener ground, so to speak. And Rick Bradley says, Eric Hawkins, I know some people who think that way. They're truly scared that they will have chips inserted. Usually I'll start twitching and robotically say a couple words when I need them. Yeah, I just start talking in zeros and ones, and then they start running like hell. But yeah, it's just like this whole thing is nuts. There are a whole bunch of nuts on all the sides. We got to open a grove and go feed Cookie at 11:30 exactly. Pops fans, and good for you. Oh, I'm only a minute behind now. This is good. And Scott Crocker says this makes me want to try to convince the anti-maskers that herd immunity actually means if enough people get the vaccine, it'll start to spread. There we go. Oh, what was it? I saw something last night. Oh no, it's Saturday Night Live. And please cover your ears for 1 minute, people. But there was I'll try to say this delicately, but I know somebody like Christian will get it the first moment, and Carl will get it. But that there have been studies coming out that say that the COVID itself, the coronavirus, the mycorrhizal itself, actually can cause ED, erectile dysfunction. And not only that, but can shrink the size of your manhood. And, it's like, and he's like, man, why isn't the CDC jumping on this information, man? You'd have everyone masking up after all the guys masking up after that. And it wouldn't be like stop the spread. It would be stop the shrink. So, it's like, man, if you can't sell masks with that campaign, you don't know what's going on. And the only way to protect yourself from the dangerous vaccine is to wear a mask. It's not the only way, but it is one of the many ways. And Whitmer won't release nursing home numbers in Michigan. What else is new? If you want nursing home numbers, go to New York. Then again, for the National Small Press Publisher, less than 30 minutes and time to feed Cookie. I know we're going to try to get out of here fast. And thanks for all you do, Brian. And thank you all. Have a great day. Be safe and much success. Ted Davies, looking forward to tomorrow, 10 a.m. on TED Talks with Amy Hale. That's going to be a great show. I am so looking forward to that. And then Thursday mornings at 10, Ted Talks Timepieces. And he'll let you rummage through his collection of cool wristwatches. And then, of course, do not miss the huge hit. If we have a runaway hit on the Rising Tide Broadcast Network, I'd say it's got to be Drinking with the Davies at 6. It is such a unique show. And our breakout star is, of course, the one, the only Christine Davies and her assistant Ted. Anyway, but no, it's a fun show. Where they discuss adult beverages, and they've been making stuff with homemade limoncello, which probably rivals Nick Tockert's broadcast brew in its toxicity level, but still, it looks delicious, sounds great, and the fact that it's getting better as it ages, really, really makes me want to go look for some Everclear. So seriously, Ted, thank you for all you do. And again, congratulations for your incredibly successful campaign for Grimm 101. I'm looking forward to the glorious results as soon as you finish that. And a big shout out to Lisa Malone. Seriously, and I think you'd agree with me, Ted. Lisa is the best. If you have a crowdfunding campaign in mind and you're not sure how to go about it, contact Lisa Malone, Melone, or contact me and I'll give you the information, because she knows what she's doing. She makes things happen, and so does Ted Davies. Thank you, brother. Have a great day. Give Chris a hug for me. And Christian Basil says, after my second shot, I can safely say that my thing is not only nice and shiny, it can make julienne fries and toss frisbees across the room. We'll see. I'm folks, I would just skip the first shot and go straight to the second with that kind of information. And to fend off awkward questions, I just say question everything and follow the money. By the time they figure out how to respond, I've moved on. And I say that anyway. That's the one thing I learned from reading the book and watching the movie All the President's Men. It's amazing how much you can learn and deduce if you follow the path of where the currency is going. And questioning everything, Pops, I think we're near the same age. I grew up, my formative years were during like the Haight-Ashbury days, the Summer of Love days, and one of the things we learned was question everything, question authority. So I just kind of run everything. There's not a whole lot from on high that I don't run through the computer once or twice, so I get a better answer. And I miss you guys so much. Michaela, I miss you too, darling. I've been so busy I haven't had time to properly promote you all. Feel free to post your promos on all my pages, sweetheart. And we gotta get your YouTube channel up to closer to me. Okay. We've got a lot of broadcasters. Amy, Christian, he's ahead of me, so I'm not. I want him to get more, but I'm not as concerned for him as I am like Michaela and Amy and Nick and Ted and everybody else that's on our network, because we're putting out some great stuff on the Rising Tide Broadcast Network. I'm proud of it. I'll tell you honestly, when it was formed almost on a whim. And Joe Dog, of course. How could I forget Joe Dog? I'm sorry, and Heather. Everybody on the networks, so many great shows, and I never thought on one day when I just made a whim of a remark and we ran with it, that I would have so many incredible people in the broadcast network helping each other and producing kick-ass content. Seriously, I am so knocked out, and it's like. Ted and I are both like, not one more show, and yet I've got so many ideas for more programs and more content that I don't know how I'm going to get any of it done. So on top of the writing I need to get done, which I'll be working on today, so I won't be talking to anyone if I have to. And great show, Brian. Great show. Thank you, Carl. Brian makes lemonade out of the lemons. And I honestly, I know someone, I don't want to drop any names, but I know someone who had some technical difficulties during their show, before their show, actually. And they contacted me saying, I'm not going to do it. And I said, no, get your butt back in there and get it done. And they did and had a terrific show. I think one thing that builds up our numbers in broadcasting, and I think it works for other people too, is to be accountable for your time. And like this morning, one of the things I wanted to do was get this show on. I figured the show would build up on its own, and I'm looking at the little window. The numbers are looking okay. And we didn't lose our Facebook people. They are here. But it's just like just being here. The show, Al Jolson used to say it all the time, the show must go on. And so did Freddie Mercury. And it's true. And, and like that's why I put out a message as best I could that the show is running late due to technical difficulties. But we got it going. And thank you to all of you for being understanding. One of the things that does annoy me is when things are out of my control and I get dinged for it. It's like, I'll take the blame if it's my fault. But this was a confluence of Facebook and StreamYard and my computer not playing nice. So I just had to reboot the whole thing and start fresh. And we not only made up the lost ground with Facebook, we got a show going, and it was pretty entertaining. You guys are always great. So thank you, Carl. I appreciate it. It wasn't easy, but we got it done. And I have convinced people, says Christian Basil, that herd immunity is going into a cow pasture completely naked and do all the hooky pooky for at least 3 days. I am awaiting results. Well, I was going to be writing this afternoon, but it sounds like I've got something else now in mind. Thank you very much for sharing that, Christian. I love you, brother. And much success with all your Mondaying Nevermorians from Clyde Hall, who is 1/4 of the comic book spectrum on Thursday nights at 7 p.m. Thank you, Clyde. Appreciate you being here. And great show as always. Thank you, Bill Sarn. I appreciate that. I'm now going to get my 7-course meal of Jello and Gatorade ready. Via Dios Amigos. Oh, man. Just sit at the end of the trough and we'll push the food to you, Bill. I know what you're thinking. I know how you're feeling. And I guess I'll say it too. Don't die, feed Cookie, and YouTube and Facebook while we're at it. Facebook's usually on my FU list too. So, Skunk, at least we're keeping the same company. Love you, man. Hope your day gets better. And from the desk of Small Press publisher, Joe D. McPhee, who had a terrific show with Cindy Kept the other night. From 6 feet to more than 6 inches, don't lose the length. Cover it up. Oh, this PSA brought to you by the humanitarian efforts against shrinkage. Thank you, Jody McPhee. You are truly not just a true humanitarian, you are a patriot, young man. I love you, man. You're awesome. And Hatch, #1, the next day is now reprinted and on Amazon. Check it out. No matter what country you're in, check out Glenn B. Fleming. That's with 2 N's and a B. You got to get that stuff. This man is crazy creative and one of the nicest human beings on this planet. He is fantastic. And the real John B. Pike, I have never met Michaela in person, but I adore her. I've met her a couple times in person. She is everything you see and she is real. She is a wonderful lady. I am so blessed to be able to say that I have met a lot of you in person, and I look forward to a day when I can see y'all and give you hugs, no matter how creeped out you may get from it. And Draw Crom tonight on Monday Madness says Comic Talk with Pops Van Zandt on YouTube. Got a few coming out, but all are welcome. And that's the thing that's going to help you rise above John, John B. Pica does it anyway. But Pops Van Zandt, the fact that you keep the door open to everyone, man. And that is why you're amazing. And I support you, Pops. I do. And Brian, you sound like me. I hope that's a good thing, John. We started spinoffs because I wanted to do shows that I couldn't do myself. Yeah. And yeah, exactly. You know, a lot of what I'm doing arose from not necessarily this show in particular, but Clever Tile Pending and especially Comic Book Spectrum were created because I can't find the shows I want to watch. So, and I think it's true of any of us, and a lot of us, at least in the creative field. People aren't producing the books we want to read. People aren't drawing the illustrations we want to see. People are not doing the broadcasting we want to take in. So we got to do it ourselves. You know, to quote the 11th Doctor, you want something done, do it yourself, right? And I would love, and I'll be honest with you, and I'll announce it here. There are shows I want to start up, and I wouldn't mind giving them to the right people. And there's times I'm thinking, I saw what a great job people did when I wasn't here on Nevermind the Furthermore. I'm like, maybe I should just let one of them happen, and I'll create something else. Anyway, Brian Rodman, who does all kinds of groovy things with the Dastardly Dingoes podcast, that's worth checking out too. Once again, thank you for an amazing start to the week, my friend. Thank you, Brian, for being here. And man, we got to get you built back up because you deserve it. I needed the laughs and encouragement. Don't die, feed Cookie. I'm working on that. And the world needs you, bud. Hashtag bring Cookie home and hashtag laugh like the shadow. That's my favorite.
You've got to have the echo to laugh like the shadow.
That's therapeutic. That's good it's good for both of us, Brian. Brian, sorry this weekend happened to you, brother, but again, making the lemonade like Carl said earlier. Did you see the love you got? Did you see the love you got? It's one of those things where, like the Beatles said, the love you take is equal to the love you make. And I say rising tide, it's amplified. I think you saw it this weekend, brother. Love you, man. And we'll get through this together. And Michaela Jade says, thanks, John. I adore you too. John, you should come to a show with me. Yeah, I would love to see more. Like we are going to have a substantial number of people at the Peoria Civic Center on the 29th of this month. It's going to be a great Saturday as we, the Nevermorians are going to be there in force. I would love to see more events with more of us there. I think maybe we need to coordinate, maybe, Michaela. It's going to mean some of us have to drive a little further, but I'm thinking this could be really beneficial for a lot of reasons. We want to do a contemporary version of Superhost from Cleveland's WUAB Channel 43. Look it up. I've heard of that. I will do that later. Thank you, John. And wait, what happened to Brian Rodman? Someone hacked his Facebook account and basically wiped it and cluttered it up. Brian has built his Facebook page, and plus pages associated with it. He's built them up so strong, and some discourteous a-hole stole his account. And so Brian spent the yesterday rebuilding it. So, John, if you were a friend of his and you can't, if you, for some reason, didn't get an invite, please find him and friend him and let everyone know what happened to this man. And Willow Schuyler, mwah, darling, thank you for your ongoing promotion of the show. Thank you and the Hangin' with Web Show Network for your wonderful support. We love you, Willow, and good morning to everyone. Good morning to you, sweetheart. Hope this Monday is treating you well. And Ryan Permison says, summer reading recommendations. Send me links via DM, definitely. And Michaela, I would love to do a show with you. We're talking about in public, John. In public. All right. Anyway. We all want that, John. Anyway, no, seriously, we probably need to coordinate and and make our presence known, like a block of us. And we have talked about at times, like maybe going in together on a block of tables or booths, if you will, and having like swapping out, people, sitting down and helping, just dividing up the, you know, some of the, the secondary things, not that they're not important, but like when we do shows, Cookie's in charge of getting the money while I can sit there and sign the autograph. And we both take care of restocking and, policing the display. But maybe we can have like some of our support people doing some of the background stuff so that the rest of us can sit at the table, share, interaction with each other, and just be awesome. This is something I need to write up a thing for. So anyway, and Mike, Jimmy, Lorsha DeBruin, we're back. Food was had, and now I should go back to coloring a piece that's way bigger than my ego would let me believe. I hope that's a good thing, Mike, Jimmy. And remember, man, if it is, you earned it, man. You earned a place at the table through your talent and your perseverance. So well done, young man. Well done. Proud of you. And Will Schuyler says, if you folks would like some entertainment, watch my new video on busting the myth of the magnetic chip. I saw that. That was funny. I saw that. That was great. Watch the heads explode of conspiracy theorists and help my video soar to viral status. I will do that. I will so help with that. And Brian, in a few weeks, I'm going to be fully immunized. We could do a show. Yes, we could. We have been talking about FezCon and all. We need to do something, and let's get as many Nevermorians there as possible. And please, Willow Schuyler's video, please go to YouTube and like and share it. Share it with your friends, and think of all the people that you'll piss off in your tin hat crowd. We've all got the tin hat people. We all do. Some are just more blatant about than others. So please run this. Every time you run her, Willow Schuyler's video, an angel gets its wings and an anti-vaxxer spits up their coffee. It's great. Anyway, back in the cereal box, Brian, sending you something now to inspire that Rising Tide convention appearances. It's what we are sending out to cons now. Thank you, John. Thank you. Honestly, man, I so appreciate it. And don't forget, John B. Pica will be on Clever Tile Pending in a few weeks. So got to run. So do I. Anyway, thanks for being here. Back in the cereal box. Check that out Saturday mornings at 9 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Central. Always a good time. Over 30 hours in a single commission, I can see my dollars an hour dwindle. You're now, yeah, Mike, Jimmy, you're probably thinking, man, I could be running a kiosk at McDonald's and get more than this, right? But it wouldn't be anywhere near as fun, would it? And do I spy another furry in this chat? You might. You never know. They are everywhere. I tell you, everywhere. And only if they pay me to draw stuff, then yes, I'll be a furry. And I'll write you a hell of a novel if you want me to, but the money's got to be there. Anyway, but I know it is. I could write that kind of stuff. But it'd be the kind of stuff I can't tell you people about. And Will Schuyler, I hope you all have a great day, guy. Go back to work. Thank you all for being awesome. Will Schuyler, we want awesome. We look at a picture of you. Actually, we look at a picture of you for a number of reasons. But anyway, we love you, Willow. Sincerely love you. Mwah. Have a great day. And again, thank you for all you do for us and for the Hangin' with Web Show Network. We appreciate the Hangin' with Web Show Network for also allowing us to piggyback on their promotions. And we're glad to help. We really are. Hopefully we can get you an extra set of eyes. So anyway, thank you all. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for putting up with the foo bar. Well, actually, it wasn't a foo bar. We took the F out of that because we got the show started. And I hope there's a lesson. If we're, what did we learn today, kids? Drink more coffee. That's one. Second is don't give up. Do not give up. There are times when you look at what other people are doing and you're thinking, I'll never reach that level. Or you look at how the world is and you think, who's going to want to listen to me? Who is going to read what I write? Who is going to listen to my music? Who is going to look at my art? How can I make a living off of this? And if you look at the chat, you see so many people who are doing incredible creative things, working on their next project, not letting anything stop them because they want to do it full time, or they've got something to prove to somebody else or to themselves. And and then you just get people, you be good to yourself too, Pops. Peace, brother. Love you, man. And you get people who just do it just because it's the right thing to do. No matter what your motivation is, whether you're fueled by spite or you're fueled by love, don't stop doing what you're doing. Don't stop being rising tide. Don't stop helping each other. We're going to do all we can and to help you guys, and we appreciate all you do for us. Your patience alone with us is more than we could ever hope for. And Mike, Jimmy, Lucia De Bruin, you set a goal and go for it. Definitely that. And if you don't reach your goal, if you don't make your timeline, reset your deadlines. But anyway, you will find, it's the law of attraction. I firmly believe in that if you do the right thing for the right reasons, that's what the Nevermorians are about. We have become attracted to each other. We have this community, this family, whatever you want to call it, because we were looking for somebody like each other. And here we are. And I, for one, appreciate your ongoing support, each and every one of you. And even when I have like bad starts to the show like today, or like last Thursday, I had a poor start to that. You guys stick with me, and I do appreciate that. I never, ever want you to think I don't. And we hope that you have a fantastic day and that you can be an example to someone else during the course of this day. And so now we're going to feed Cookie. So we got to get some business done here. We want to thank, as always, Plasma Fire Graphics for their ongoing support of our programming. Plasma Fire Graphics, when the look of your book matters to you, because it matters to your readers. That's the thing. How many times have you picked up a book because that cover looks great, or you've just read the previews listing because the cover attracted your eye? Plasma Fire Graphics can create an incredible cover for you. And not just that, but also graphics that'll help you with your promotion of said work. Also a great trailer like the ones that Jeffrey Hayes has done for us. So check out their Facebook page and check out plasmafiregraphics.com and get him to do some stuff for you, because he's affordable and he's fast, and Jeff does great work, and he's a great guy too. Like, here's one right now. That is I think that's a beautiful, beautiful book. And it's also a really good book inside too. Please check it out. 99 cents currently on Amazon. It's part of the Abraham Snow universe of, if you like crime, two-fisted crime stuff, you will dig Abraham Snow. And if you like my work, I think you'll dig this one too. So please check it out on Amazon and get your copy today. And also, please check out the Rising Tide Broadcast Network. We have 7 days a week of great, great content for you, both entertaining and informational. So please give the Rising Tide Broadcast Network page a like on Facebook and check out the shows. Take a screenshot of this, because we've got your entertainment and information covered 7 days a week, and it's good stuff. Believe me, it is. Also, we want to thank our Patreon subscribers. Patreon is a monthly subscription service where, for a modest financial amount, you can directly support your favorite creators, many of whom you see on the screen right now have their own Patreon account. So please seek them out too. But it's not like you're just dumping money in our laps and we run with it. No, you get something for it. For instance, $1 a month gets you a mention on our broadcast, gets you a mention in our publications. $5 a month will get you a sneak peek at our first draft flash fiction novel that we are not even halfway done with, but we're getting good reviews for it. And it's an exciting superhero adventure with some characters made a little less familiar, but nonetheless entertaining and touching. So please, if you want to check out what we do and what we would love to give you in return for your direct support, go to www.patreon.com/Brian K. Morris and get the information today. And a couple more comments here. Glenby Fleming, great show, Brian. Keep safe, and the rest of you, get out there, get it done. Glenby Fleming, thank you, brother. I always love hearing from you. You make me smile when I hear from you. So have a great day yourself. Thank you for staying up and watching. We appreciate you so much, and we appreciate you, Rick Bradley. Everyone, take care and stay creative. You too, brother. Hope you get that energy back. Looking forward to your next great triumph. And so anyway, folks, thank you all for being here. Thank you for supporting this show. Thank you for putting up with a lot of stuff here. And we hope that you have an excellent day. Now, we're going to run Plasma Fire Graphics in one of my spots. And then after the close of the show, we're going to run some other a selection of other promotional videos. Please check them out and give them some love too, because they're one of us. All right. They wouldn't be here otherwise. Anyway, thank you all for being here. We appreciate all that you do for the community and being a part of the community as well. Thank you for supporting our shows. The next thing on the Rising Tide Broadcast Network will be tomorrow night at 7 p.m. at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, when we have a brand new clever tile pinning. And our guest that night, tomorrow night, is going to be the one, the only Cindy Kep. And if she doesn't make her full $3,400 on Animal Eye #1, we're going to see what we can do to help get her there, okay? So please tune in tomorrow night and watch Cindy Kep, because she's going to be amazing as always. So anyway, folks, as always, thank you for watching Nevermind the Furthermore. Hope you enjoyed it, and we hope you'll be back Wednesday morning at 10. Hopefully the computer and everybody will be working together then, rowing in the same direction, and we will have another amazing show because of you. Anyway, thank you, folks, for tuning in, and we'll see you Wednesday morning. And as always, stay smart, stay safe, wash your hands, and never apologize for being awesome. Have a great Monday, everyone. We'll see you Wednesday on Nevermind the Furthermore.
From author Brian K. Morris comes an epic tale of armor forged by a god, a hero forged by courage, and an ancient menace poised to re-emerge and threaten our world. Volcana, Rebirth of the Champion, is available on Amazon.com. Get your copy today.
Thank you for watching Nevermind the Furthermore, a Rising Tide Broadcast Network production. If you enjoyed any part of this show, please give it a like or a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Also, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and consider becoming one of our Patreon supporters. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time on Nevermind the Furthermore.
Author Cindy Kep is writing on the edge. Books include Remnant in the Stars, The Loudest Actions, Lines of Succession, Mindstorm, Condemned Courier, the Yerushalayim series, and Animal Eye. Find author Cindy Kep at CKOEPP.com today.
This is the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe to us wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. Also catch us on the HWWS Web TV YouTube channel. Subscribe today and become part of the legend.
Stormgate Press presents Pulp Reality 2. 10 new short stories from today's leading authors and illustrators in the new pulp genre. Packed with pirates, private eyes, aliens, automatons, villains, and vigilantes. High adventure, wondrous fantasy, mysterious horror, and startling science fiction await. Pick up a copy and be transported to astonishing places and travel to amazing times in the golden age pulp style. This is Pulp Reality 2. Available now on Amazon.com.
Now, every Sunday morning, longtime independent comics creator and Indie Volt podcaster Randy Zimmerman hosts a discussion on the lighter side of comics, the more whimsical and fun comics out there on the Sunday Funnies. That's 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time every Sunday on Indie Volt, IndieVolt.com, the Indie Volt YouTube channel, and the usual Indie Volt sites on Facebook. Listen in, won't you? Participate in the chat. Let's have some fun. See you there.